good, the bad, and the odd. They do go on.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your host, Michael Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, so this is a free pick, my free pick, and before I start, and don't think I've ever done this on this show, I sincerely apologise for picking this film. Oh my God, it's Supergirl from 1984. Now, the reason I picked it was she popped up in The Flash, didn't she? In one of those, and I thought, you know what? I remember it being a bit whimsical, but it was okay. And I think it's time to rewatch it, so that's why I picked it. Wow, I misremembered how... I don't know, it hasn't got so much narrative drive as narrative stumbling about. Directed by Janet Schwartz, who was probably famous for doing Jaws 2. Now, I feel like this director's always had a bad time because he used to direct a lot of episodes in the Night Gallery, and they were pretty good. I feel like he's a better director than his filmography indicates. Yeah. However, he got this. Screenplay by some bloke I've never heard of, and it's based on... it's the fourth film in the Superman franchise. So apparently what happened in 3 is it kind of flopped. Now, I always liked 3. Now, 3 I kind of like in the same way I like Terminator 3. Yeah? It doesn't compare... It doesn't compare to the first 2, and Superman 3 doesn't compare to the first 2. But it's kind of fun in its own way. But that flopped, and apparently the producers, Ilya and... what are they called? Salkins, basically. Yeah. Who are it's a bit of a diversion. These guys are famous for creating a special clause in film contracts because they made a Three Musketeers film, told everyone it was one film, filmed loads of stuff, and then made it 2 films. So the actors were paid for 1 film, but they actually had the Three Musketeers, which is, I have to say, a great pair of films. They are a great pair of films. Not much seen, but they're swashbuckling. You know, Indiana Jonesy kind of adventure films. They're really fun, really well made and fun and silly and exciting and stuff like that. Anyway, these guys, they wanted to try and recoup some of their losses around 3 by take the franchise in a different direction, and then they came up with this. Right, neither of us really liked it, right? That's fair to say. No. Was there any bits you liked?
I quite liked the Selena's like friend who was constantly hanging around, who just always had something like some sort of commentary on the film, where it's just like, you know what we're doing is stupid, right? Like this is stupid to be driving, like doing all this for a guy that you're not even that interested in.
Yes.
By your own admission.
And you liked her. Now, she actually went on to play Joey's mother in Friends. That actress. Okay. Yeah. And she also did the voice. And I thought, I know that voice. And I looked at it. Yeah, she does Bunny Bravo. She's Johnny Bravo's mum. Okay. And she's been in a few other things, but she was all right. I quite liked Helen Slater as Supergirl. I thought that was quite good casting in a terrible film. It's a bit like the Thomas J. Punisher. Great Punisher in a terrible Punisher film. I thought Helen Slater was quite good as Supergirl, but the film... she looked the part. She was kind of sweet. I also quite liked Nigel, because he was so stroppy and horrible and... Peter Cook, that's played by Peter Cook, the famous British actor who's never really been well represented in films. He's more a TV guy, but he was in one really good film which I really like called Bedazzled, where he played the devil. Funny enough, it's a comedy film.
Richard III, wasn't he?
In Blackadder, but that's TV. He's great in TV. But yes, he was Richard, not Richard III. It was Richard III, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Yeah. Peter O'Toole was chewing the scenery, but he's always great to watch, so that's fine. But some of his scenes were terrible. Anyway, the setup. Oh man, they live in a special city that survived the Kryptonian explosion.
Yeah. So first off, they've completely changed Supergirl's backstory.
Yes, totally.
Like this is just not her backstory.
Yeah. No. She lives in this Argo city.
Yeah, Argo is like in the comics. It's like a Kryptonian colony. They also had their own sort of destructive event. Supergirl was an adult at the time of that destruction, which was about the same time as Krypton, from what I gather. And she was put in like cryogenesis, a state, some sort of thing that kept her at like about 18, 19 sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Clark was Superman was a baby at the time. So she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to meet my young cousin. Yeah. And then like 20-something years later, he's older than her.
He's older than her, yeah. But it's their cousin. Yeah. But they changed it all.
They changed it to another dimension in the inner space where Zaltar the Wizard has got the Omegahedron, which powers everything, but can also just be put in his pocket.
Well, they actually say it's half the power of the city. They do make that point that that's how the city actually stays once for a few days. That's the idea, right? Given the urgency of getting this Omegahedron, she's kind of not bothered.
Yeah, she kind of wishes what she's about on Earth.
They made some unfortunate choices here. Like Supergirl is like Snow White, Super Snow White, really. Okay, it didn't do well. It won some Razzies, I think.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Well, there's certainly nominations. Now, Faye Dunaway and Peter O'Toole were nominated. Now, I would disagree with Peter O'Toole. All right, he was chewing the scenery, but it wasn't bad at. He knew what he was doing. Whereas I'm not sure Faye Dunaway. I don't know. She's an Oscar-winning actress as well. So I do not understand what's going on here. Apparently the flop made them have to sell the rights to Superman to Canon, who then made Superman 4. We can't do these Superman films.
Yeah, we should probably do that at some point.
Certainly the Christopher Reeves one, and I quite like the Brendan Rouse one. Well, no, I don't. Actually, I think it's a pretty bad film, but I think he's a good Superman in a bad film. So there is that. And Superman's, apart from the first 3 Christopher Reeves, in terms of live action, Superman has not been served well.
From what I hear,
animated,
the new Superman and Lois stuff is pretty good. There's like a TV show about that.
Oh yeah, no, I think TV shows have done him all right. Okay.
No, it's in live action. So
yeah. Sorry, I'm talking about film. Yeah, I should have been clear. I meant in films. In TV, it's not been bad. There's always been Lois and Clark, and all that, and it's all fine. Not that I've watched any, but yeah.
Superman the Animated Series, really good. A lot of the Justice League stuff, really good.
So the animated Justice League stuff is
Animated Justice League even has Supergirl in it, so it's Superman the Animated Series. So watch that instead of this.
Right.
But
so I'll go, essentially, Zaltar keeps making things using the Omegahedron from Earth, he says this is going to be a tree. It's from Earth. He keeps going on about Earth, right?
Yeah, this guy's fascinated with Earth, and they all know that Clark is there. They know they're like, oh yeah, my cousin Cal, he's still there. That's the planet he's staying on. It's like, why didn't you go get him? Like,
it's so weird. They've stranded him as an orphan. He doesn't know about them. They know about him, right? And apparently Christopher Reeve they wanted him to cameo in this film, and he just said, nah, I'm not doing that. And so they came up with an excuse.
A poster for the Superman movie for some reason.
Yeah, bizarre. And there's also a thing on the radio saying,
he's
Superman's gone billions of light years away to gone a piece with a distant guy. What the fuck? What are they talking about? That's their reason why Superman's not about, right? Okay. So he encourages Kara to try and create something with a special wand.
Yeah,
right?
They have wands.
And she makes a giant dragonfly.
She makes like a little dragonfly that immediately flies through the window.
No. The setup's even worse than that. He's got the Omegahedron in his pocket, and he's talking to her mum, who's Mia Farrow.
Yeah.
Another great actress, and Simon Ward's her dad, another great actor. So what the fuck? But while he's talking, he puts the Omegahedron on the floor under his heel and then back heels it towards Kara. Like, he's not even looking. I'm not even sure some of their scenes were filmed at the same time. Anyway, she then picks up the Omegahedron and it uses it to bring this monstrosity, frankly, to life.
Yeah.
It's like something out of the mist, this weird dragonfly thing. And it starts buzzing around, and it immediately flies through their flimsy plastic container.
Yeah, it's like a freaking polythene wrap or something like that. Like, oh no, it's gone down to the inner space. No, we're going to lose all our stuff.
And then the Omegahedron flies out through the hole. And then Kara flies towards the hole, gets her face stuck in it.
Yeah.
But then they pull her out, and Zaltar seals it up and immediately declares, "I am banished to the Forbidden Zone." And that's it. That's what?
Oh no, he just goes, "I'm banished for now."
And while they're discussing, and then he briefly mentioned to her, "I might be able to go to Earth in that, but it's really dangerous and probably won't work." And while all this shit's going on,
Zaltar, Kara hops in the ship and flies off
with no discussion, no commentary, nothing. And then we see her go through terrible blue screen backgrounds of I don't know, inner space, and inner space apparently is underwater. It's like the Lady of the Lake stuff. She eventually flies out of the water in full Superman outfit. So again, is that a family symbol? The S?
Yeah, it's the House of
Hell. Okay. House of Hell.
All right,
so that makes sense. And then she spends about 10 minutes just living with the bunnies and flying around the planet and looking at horses.
She uses her laser vision to make a plant bloom. And it's like, what? You just sat there. This lady has no sense of urgency. The Omegahedron, by the way, has dropped into someone's cup of tea.
I thought it was a dip. I wasn't sure. Anyway, we have to go back to this. We have to pull on this thread, right? So Selena, who we find out
is kind of a
eventually who's going out with Nigel, who's a warlock who apparently knows a lot more than her.
Yeah.
And the Omegahedron falls. Oh, by the way, they're on a picnic by a lake, which looked like Britain to me, but it's in America. It did look very English, though, where they were. And she's got a full tiger skin laid out on the grass.
Yeah.
With the head, right? And they're having a picnic, and she's basically dumping Nigel. It's just, And I think the idea is she's been going out with him to learn more magic or something. And the Omegahedron lands, and she kind of immediately knows it's a powerful thing. Nigel's like, "What's that?" And anyway, she jumps Nigel, and she jumps in a Rolls Royce.
She dumps in. She closes. She puts the Omegahedron in this weird little skull clasp thing.
Yeah.
And then just sort of puts it in her pocket, and then walks off. And she basically steals his car. She's like,
is it his car? I wasn't sure if it was hers.
Yeah, because he's like, "You can't go without my keys," and she just starts the car with magic and drives off.
Okay. And then we see him actually, as Supergirl's all flying about and doing stuff. We actually see him walking down the road, clasping the tiger skin and the picnic basket, I think. And he looks in the air and sees Supergirl flying. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
comment on it at all. Just
okay. And then Supergirl lands in the worst part of the city. A couple of rapists.
Yeah, there's two guys that stop in the middle of a street and are basically like, "Yeah, let's go harass this lady."
Yeah, basically say, "We were looking for a good time and you won." All this, and she said, "Why are you doing this?" And one of them was Matt Frewer. Matt Frewer, the actor who. Most recently, we've probably seen this Moloch in Watchmen.
Okay.
That was him. He's been in quite a few things. He was Trash Can Man in the Stan miniseries. He was very good. And he was Matt Headroom. He was famously Matt Headroom. And I think he's been in Doctor Who and stuff as well. He's an American actor that does a lot of British stuff, I think.
Okay.
And American. Anyway, these couple of rapists have a go, and doesn't she kick one in the bollocks hard?
She kicks one, but before that, when one lifts up her cape to look at her ass, she slaps his hand, but it's like a normal slap. She doesn't she doesn't break his hand or anything.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that happens when you should do this.
Yeah, what made me laugh is they actually saw her super strong.
Yeah, they saw her land.
And used the laser vision on his knife, and the guy says, "Oh, you want to play rough then?" It's like, what? Are you insane? And then she kicks him in the bollocks so hard he flies through the air and lands in, which would break his pelvis, right?
Yeah.
But
oh no, his testicles are now in his mouth.
Oh yeah. And she just flies off, and they say, "Harvey, let's never talk about this again." And that's supposed to be the comedy rapist segment over with. Okay, and then we see a girls' school and a Gardner.
This is like her cover-up, basically. She goes to a girls' school. She does nothing for the rest of the film.
Yeah, I should mention she seems to have a bracelet. She has a bracelet, which is never explained, which starts beeping when it can detect the omegahedron. Never explained, it's just there, right? She kind of goes to this school, and these girls are playing baseball, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we see a gardener who's like a, I don't know, 30-something bloke who looked a bit like me to Luke. He looks a bit like Luke Wilson, really.
Okay. He did at the start. Weirdly, towards the end, he started to look like Christopher Reeve, which made this especially weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Because when he got the stubble, he looked like the evil Superman from Superman 3. He also, that's the shitheel bloke in Die Hard. The one who's going, "Hands, baby, let's make a deal." That's that actor, right? I didn't recognise him. But yeah, okay. Anyway, we see the ball. They're playing baseball, go towards him, and he just throws it back. It seems a friendly type, you know. Yeah. He's not lechy or anything like that. But, you know, so these girls are... what's happening? And Kara sees the uniform, and suddenly she transforms herself into one of the schoolgirls with black hair. She's just
able to do that, yeah.
With dark hair, and calls herself...
She calls herself Linda Lee.
Linda Lee.
Which... No, just do Kara Ken. Why change that?
Yeah.
Like,
what's it matter?
Yeah.
Anyway, the principal immediately starts haranguing her, saying, "You're an orphan, huh? You'll get no sympathy." He's a dickhead. You'll get no sympathy here. That cuts no ice with me. He goes, "I don't remember you." Anyway, he has to leave the room for a second. She super speeds a letter of reference from Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Right.
Which she knows. She knows his name is Clark, so they've been actively keeping up on like information about her cousin, who's the last survivor again of a destroyed world. Except for her extra-dimensional city.
Anyway, the principal then marches into the girls' door, and we see the girls in their underwear, excellent. Not in a lascivious way, it's just setting the scene that this is a female-only space, right?
Yeah.
And he just marches in, they get men in there, they all start running away and all this. Anyway, he marches immediately. I don't even think he knocks. He just opens the door of
it's
the
like
room of Lucy Lane. Lucy Lane, who is Lois Lane's younger sister.
Who apparently is a character in the comics. Never heard of her before now.
I thought the actress playing this was okay. I've seen her in Fame, the TV, the film of Fame.
Kind of Rizzo from Grease energy.
Well, she was a bit more light, a bit less, I don't know, easy. Let's put she was quite
Rizzo.
Well, you know what I mean. It's Rizzo. Also, she doesn't look 35. She does actually look like a young girl, which helps. And we get what happens then? And then she sees the poster of Superman, and she touches his chest, and you hear the Superman music, don't you?
Yeah.
Which that's the only use of the Superman music, right? Because this was a separate score, which isn't a bad score. It's Jerry Goldsmith. It's okay, but it isn't the Superman score. Right? It definitely is.
Okay. Here's where the search kind of stops.
Oh, she starts doing school lessons.
Everything is done. Her active participation in the plot is done.
Yeah.
She just happens across the rest of it while doing stuff.
And then weirdly, I mean, this is so small scale. The whole thing is really small scale for someone who wants to take over the world, right?
Yeah.
It's like someone wants to take over a tiny little town is really what it is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we see that their computing teacher is Nigel. Who is really stroppy with everyone again, which is great. Sort of saying, and at one point, Linda Lee, Supergirl, is asking a question. He says, "Oh yeah, computers could go, wait, what's this?" And he gives her a really hard sum, and she sort of just reels off.
She goes like, "Oh yes, 5 billion, yada 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 yada," and everyone kind of laughs, and they all start to leave. And it's like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah.
He runs the computer. It's like, what?
Yeah, he's confused. And Lucy Lane actually says, "How do you know the answer to that?" He goes, "Oh, well, I studied sixth dimensional geometry." Yeah, but this is arithmetic, right? So, what's that got to do with anything?
You can't just say something is like a fancy word for geometry, and that makes it special. It's like how Lovecraft uses a non-Euclidean, which I found out only means geometry on a circle.
Oh yeah, it
which,
always implies it's some sort of excrement.
Globe, that's every single geometry in real life.
Yes, yeah, indeed. Lovecraft's like that. Weirdly, there was a kind of Lovecraftian. You mentioned Lovecraft. I felt a touch of Lovecraft here. At one point, Nigel shows Selena a mirror with some, I don't know, elder god or something in it. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
that was weird.
It was Baphomet.
Right.
Baphomet definitely shows up later.
Yeah.
And he's also the shadow demon that goes after her. The shadow demon bit was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So. It made me think of The Exorcist, weirdly. Pazuzu, really. Yeah. Now, we also find out Selena lives in a disused fairground.
She lives in an haunted house. Like, come on.
It's a comic book, right? Comic book villains do live in disused fair. It does happen.
Yeah,
right?
they live in the abandoned warehouse district.
Yes.
But, like, come on. But yeah, so.
Also, she starts leching after this gardener guy.
I was going to lead into this because, her like stooge and Kara, Supergirl. God, I'm going to get the names mixed up a lot.
Just say Supergirl, Selena.
All start getting interested in this. No, sorry, Supergirl doesn't get interested in the guy. He just happens to be the first person. She just happens to be the first person he sees after the witch tries to put a love spell on him.
So she instantly falls in love with her. Now, we just have to mention there's a whole section where she summons up some sort of invisible demon. I thought the invisible demon stuff was very cool.
After this, because she's trying to get revenge on the superhero. So.
Oh, yeah, she sends the invisible being.
Yeah, basically, the rest of the film is she tries to be petty and, just try and attack Supergirl in various ways.
Oh, okay, is that after the town getting wrecked? Because she said, you're right.
The guy she gets the guy to come to her fairground. Says oh yeah, this is I want some help with some plants indoors. You want a drink? And gives him a love potion. There's the first person he sees, he will fall madly in love with, and she just kind of hangs around.
But she has to say she sends some force to go get him because he's had the potion.
Yeah.
By the way, we see her making the potion
Nigel comes
with
up.
Bits of hair and shit. Right?
Yeah, bits of hair like a spider in a nut. And
spider in a nut and a bit of web.
Complete insanity.
But he starts wandering through town this guy is constantly getting knocked out. It has to be said.
This guy's unconscious for about half the movie.
Yeah. So. But he's wandering through town. And meanwhile, Supergirl and her roommate and Jimmy Olsen turns up.
Jimmy Olsen shows up, and it's Jimmy Olsen from the Superman movies.
Yeah.
He's the only carryover character.
Yeah, he is. I've never particularly liked this actor in this role, to be honest. But, okay. He always looked like an older bloke dressed up to be 20 rather than being 20. Do you know what I mean? He always looked like Anyway, they're in a diner, a burger place, and the gardener who, what's his name? Hold on.
Ethan
is just wandering around in the middle of the street, dazed.
Yeah.
And then a digger comes to life.
Like, oh god! They're like, wow, what a fucking drug addict! Like you're a space cadet. Sort of thing.
And Jimmy's like, don't go to him, you'll get stabbed or something. He says something like that.
Yeah, he said, look, the film is just offensive. There's a bit where, like, the Supergirl and Lucy Lane are taking part in some sports, and one girl, like, whips a ball at Lucy too hard. Supergirl's like, you okay? And Lucy goes, no, it's okay. She can't help herself. She's slur. So...
Yeah, it's
like,
that word. I didn't laugh out loud when I saw. That's very 80s.
Jesus Christ!
And doesn't the girls who like hate them try and fix the showers so they
try and burn the shower. So Kari uses her laser vision to burn her,
burn her hand off. Yeah, or burn her hand. And
while the girl is like running out, scalded all over her face, Lucy Lane's like, "Yeah, it'll improve your looks." Like, these are our protagonists, everyone.
Clap, everyone. So I'm trying to think what happens. Oh, yeah, no, so a digger comes to life.
Yeah, the digger comes to life.
Selena basically conjures up demons or something to sort of say, bring him to me.
Getting summoning demons and various things to attack Supergirl and Ethan with.
Yeah, so there's a whole section through this little town of a massive digger chasing Ethan. I thought this was alright in a sort of Thunderbird special effects way. Do you know what I mean? It was okay, and then the digger grabs him, and he's in the bucket of the digger, and he's going off, and then
Supergirl steps in and saves the day and takes him away.
Yeah. I have to say, she always instantly... Did you notice she just flew through a doorway? She was... schoolgirl, and then she's suddenly become a Supergirl again, right?
Yeah, I quite like all the Texas cuts, I think it's called, where you just like go between in the same shot, like someone gets put just out of view, and like the actual actor walks out. Like they do it a few times in Austin Powers, and they point it out. So
I was going to talk about Austin Powers later. Actually, there is, but we'll come to that. Anyway, she's Supergirl. She flies after Digger, stops it, opens it up. He's still unconscious. She turns back into the schoolgirl. She's the first thing he sees, so he instantly falls in love with her. Now, she's a schoolgirl, right?
Yes.
I know it's Helen Slater, and she's probably 25 or something, but she's a schoolgirl. He looks about 30. Uniform. She's in a school uniform, and he instantly falls in. Now, again, he's under a spell, right? Yeah. Okay. But he just kisses her, and he don't have a grown man kissing a schoolgirl. For Christ's sake.
This is fucking weird.
It's alright when she's Supergirl, because at least she looks a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she looks older. But like...
Anyway, she go back to her room. She's just taking me out. Yeah, again, the Argo City is under destruction. Yeah, we got to remind everyone of this. Yeah. So she's sitting in her room.
I want to make an edit of this, which is just like it has Argo City in like a little box in
ruins,
the corner, and it's slowly like is flickering and petering out.
Yeah, and then she's just sitting there thinking about, oh, it was all right, and all this, and suddenly we see
shadow demon.
Selena. Bianca suggests to Selena, Nigel knows more than us. Let's call him in. They call him in. And he's just when he shows the mirror with the thing. But then there's a party with all these people you just hate right away. Yeah. Nigel actually says, "You want me to come to full of these wretches?" He really doesn't care. Yeah. He doesn't care. And at one point he starts talking to this girl who's played by Sandra Dickinson, who we probably best know in terms of Good, Bad and Odd as Trillian from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy TV show, right?
Yeah.
She's been in other stuff. But,
she has an absurdly high-pitched voice.
Yeah. A squeaky voice. And so Nigel says, well, I could go talk to someone. And he goes, and Selena, who has dumped Nigel, immediately is jealous. Yeah. And puts a spell on her, so she turns upside down and spins.
And starts spinning and then gets launched into a wall.
Yeah. And Nigel's saying, did you have to do that? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, a really weird section. Anyway, after the party, or I can't really remember the timelines, she opens the little box. And this box keeps changing, doesn't it?
Yeah, the box keeps getting bigger. They do make a point of this.
Yeah.
So.
And when she opens it, that starts the little bracelet
it
beeping.
sets it off.
So she goes off as the schoolgirl wandering around. She ends up in the deserted fairground. And basically, Selena wants to get revenge on her, so this is perfect. But while she's there, Ethan turns up.
Yeah, Ethan
still
rocks up
kind
and
of
trying to seduce
off his
her.
head.
Like
he just turns up. He just pops up with like he's been stalking her with flowers and chocolates, and he gives her the flowers. And she says, "Oh, that's lovely." It's not like "piss off, you stalker."
Yeah, no, it's even she's like, "Yeah, this is a bit odd," sort of thing.
Yeah, but she's not from Earth, so okay. And she says, and he starts talking like Romeo.
Yeah, he starts getting weirdly Shakespearean, which is hilarious because he was kind of like a surfer bro immediately before. So
it goes, like I love her. He says things like, "I love thee," and
yeah,
like,
I lust
what?
for thee, and it's like, ugh. But before, like when he was drinking the potion, he was like, "Yeah, this is kind of a bogus place to put in houseplants. I'm not gonna lie," sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so weird. Selena turns up and
has a weird like sort of fight.
Where she throws Ethan into a stop. What do they call
bumper car?
Bumper car thing, and have the cars driving around him.
Yeah, but then she kind of walks around Supergirl a lot.
Yeah, because
completely stops her
again. Linda Lee, sorry, she's the schoolgirl, and then she becomes Supergirl, and no one really comments on it. Or does she kind of run? I can't work it out.
She was Supergirl the entire time.
Oh, was she? Oh, yeah. My mistake. And is this after this? She sends the Invisible Monster after Supergirl.
After
Linda.
She sends that before. Then she has this weird sort of fight with her, where she kind of like has like a weird delayed like motion effect as she like surrounds Supergirl.
Yeah,
and then Supergirl just flies up, gets some sticks, and like surrounds her. Like, just sort of imprisons her in, like, a big sort of spike prison.
And then flies off. And then just flies off.
Grabs the guy, flies off.
Yeah,
and then they just...
and then they land in the beach. And then they're on a beach and he wakes up and says, where's what's her name? I forgot
Linda.
her name. Linda. She says, Linda's could take care of herself. And then a coconut falls out of the sky and hits him on the head.
There's so much. There's like, man, Linda can. Don't worry, Linda can take care of herself. No. I need to go see if she's okay. How could you think that she's not okay? It's like, why are you immediately breaking the facade like this? Don't do this.
Yeah.
Stop.
Anyway, but a coconut falls on his head, knocks him out again.
Yeah, he spends most of this film knocked out, like I say.
And we see that Selena's looking at them through a psychic telly thing.
Yeah, she's got a mirror that...
She says, I can get coconuts out the air, but I can't...
Yeah, it's like I can't get to a man's heart.
And meanwhile, then it cuts back and she's feeding him some of the coconut. Who wrote this film? Oh, my goodness. So
I feel like this is kind of important. The guy that wrote this also wrote Masters of the Universe.
Oh, it's very like Masters of the Universe. In fact, I quite like Masters of the Universe. It's better than this.
And Dark Crystal. Okay.
Quite like Dark Crystal.
How did this guy write this mess?
Maybe it was his first script or something.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe it was
so basically, there's a bit where they kind of figure out that. Them figuring out Supergirl's identity is way later. But
there is one bit that did make me laugh. I have to mention this bit that did make me laugh. She turns up as Supergirl at the girls' school, dressed as Supergirl, and the drunken head of the dorm says, "Why are you dressed up in that outfit? Don't be change your hair back, and get your uniform." Like instantly recognises that.
Yeah, I do like. She's like, "Yes, ma'am," and just sort of walks off.
It's funny how the drunk woman recognises her straight away, but no one else seems to. That is funny. That did make me laugh.
But then, Selina catches Ethan
and dresses him up in a velvet suit, so he looks like a cross between Austin Powers and Al Pacino at the end of Scarface. That's how he looks, right? It's so utterly, and he's off his head again. Still, kind of.
Yeah, he's unconscious again.
Well, he's conscious, but he's like doesn't understand what's going on, or he's been bewitched or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But basically, Supergirl shows up to rescue him. Hits a glass wall, and then Selina walks in, is like, "I've got you now," and starts kissing Ethan. And Supergirl gets pulled to the Phantom Zone.
So Selina has the power to send people to the Phantom Zone.
She just has the power to send people to the Phantom Zone, which takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. But that's her. She's not. Given she wants to take over the world, she's it's meandering. There's no drive. Anyway, we see a scary figure in the Phantom Zone, which we immediately know is Zoltar. So there's no tension whatsoever. And basically the Phantom Zone is a dark place that's like a muddy field. That's with mountains.
Though I will say this probably had the best the superhero has lost their powers usage, because when she picks up the rock and squeezes it hard enough that it draws blood from her.
Yeah.
Because that would be so casual, just forcing your body to crush the rock, that she just immediately hurt herself. So
yeah, it's anyway, so she's not really superpowered anymore in the Phantom Zone. Anyway, Zoltar's going about, "We never get out of there," and all this.
Yeah, there's a few really funny lines, because Zoltar, clearly still obsessed with Earth, is like, "There's no way out. We can't get the train to just take us out of here." There's about a minute's pause, and Kara just goes, "What's a train?"
Yeah, and he laughs. And he goes, "Oh, you're so charming." And basically, he's committed to, "We're not getting out of here." She peps talk. This is weird.
And they have a weird squirt bottle thing that's clearly some sort of booze. So
yeah. Again, not what?
Why?
Why is that even in this film? It's so weird. He says that you're likely once you get used to the taste. And has he got gin in there or something? Anyway, she pep talks him into finding a way out. But weirdly, as they're on the way out, she's saying, "I can't go on." And he starts pep talking her. So it's like, who wants to get out of this place and who doesn't? I don't really understand.
Then he gets sucked up by a storm thing?
By an Evil Dead storm.
Yeah, and in the interim, by the way, Selina has made a giant mountain in the middle of town with a castle on top of it.
And got all these armed policemen.
She's got everyone under her control and is doing a parade for herself.
Yeah, and she captures Jimmy Olsen and Lucy Lane, right?
She also has Nigel in a cage, which is
she keeps Nigel in a cage,
and she immediately starts to get annoyed with Ethan, which is why did you Why did you do all this to get the guy? And you're immediately stop fucking talking to me.
Again, motivations. The motivations are stupid. And at one point, we see Nigel in a cage, in a little ball cage.
Yeah.
Lucy and Jimmy in the ball cage. And they start falling in love in front of Nigel. And Nigel just looks at Selina and goes, "Oh, God, the old hanging in a cage routine, is it?"
So Supergirl, in escaping the Phantom Zone, the fucking Phantom Zone, flies out of Selina's mirror.
Yeah.
Sure. I
thought she flew out of a pond. Oh, no, that was when she first got there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when she got there. She flew out the mirror this time. Yeah, but then there's not much of a fight, because Selina, summons a demon that really stupidly Well, it grabs her. It's like a guy in a costume. It grabs her, and they've got like a little doll for him as a full size like filming to hold. But they cut to her in the
It's a terrible
distorted.
effect. Yeah, it's like the worst
thing. Trying to pull her in two. So
it looks
so dumb.
really bad. It looks really bad.
Yeah.
The model was kind of cool though. She beats. I can't remember how she beats it now. Why does she just laser it in the face, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so like she takes the Omegahedron and is like, I gotta go, and this is where Ethan starts looking like Christopher Reeve, and it's really kind of weird. But she's like, I gotta go. I gotta save Argo. First mention of Argo in like 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh no! Hold on. She gets out the demon because it's stretching her in a terrible effect, and suddenly she hears Zoltar's voice saying, "You can win" or something.
Yeah, it's bad.
So bad.
Yeah. So she flies off. Lucy Lane and Jimmy Olsen start kissing. The mountain in the middle of town disappears. And also, by the way. Whenever Supergirl is flying, we see shots of this big city, but whenever they're actually showing the town at all, it's like 5 houses and a restaurant.
Yeah, it's a really small hick town, yes.
Yeah. So the castle disappears. Jimmy, Lucy, and Ethan reappear in the middle of town. Jimmy and Lucy were kissing, and they have a pretty funny joke, which is like, wow, that was a hell of a kiss.
Yeah, it was all right. But then she says goodbye to Ethan, but Ethan clearly knows that Supergirl and Linda are the same person.
Yeah.
He says, I've got to go now. And then she flies off and the film ends. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Right.
Bad.
Basically, we also see the Argo in darkness
slowly lighting back up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not much redeeming, really. I mean, as I say, I liked Helen Slater. I quite like Nigel. The rest, Bianca was alright. Yeah, she was kind of fun. But some of the choices were so weird, and it had no. Like, she wanted to rule the world, but she took over a five shop town with a big mountain.
But whenever she was flying, there was like skyscrapers, so I guess it may have been bigger than previously. So
yeah, apparently a few other people were testing for Supergirl, including Demi Moore and Brooke Shields.
Okay.
And I think Demi Moore then possibly was lined up to be Lucy Lane, but didn't do that.
Poor Helen Slater signed a 3-picture deal. Good God.
Oh, no. Apparently, Dolly Parton was also lined up to be Selena. How about that? That might have worked better, actually.
Yeah.
They just didn't release it at a good time of year. It was coming out the year of the Olympics, and they didn't want to clash with the Olympics, so they released it early summer, I think, which seems all right to me as a time to.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So they released it in July in the UK and in November in the US, which is plenty of time for word of mouth to spread that the movie is bad. So
yeah,
like even with the basically phone communication, yeah, that's not good.
It says here it's got an 8% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That sounds about right.
I never really trust Rotten Tomatoes, but yeah, okay. Is there anything else you liked about it? No. It was just a pretty bad film all round, wasn't it? And like I say, I apologise at the beginning. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I'll tell you one thing, it made me start thinking, you know what? The Supergirl TV series is pretty good, the recent one. I might start watching it again. Because I kind of dropped off about end of season 1 for various reasons. Not because it was bad, I just had other stuff to watch. But I think that was quite a good TV show. But this was, Helen Slater. She went on to some other stuff. She was quite good in Ruthless People.
She weirdly ended up doing a lot of like the animated DC stuff.
Okay.
She's Talia in the Batman animated series.
Oh, okay, that's
and
quite
she's
interesting.
Marken in like some of the recent stuff.
TV.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think she's quite good, and I think she was well cast, but the whole film was just bad. You know, it was just badly put together. It had no sense of urgency, or it's like from scene to scene. It's like what's going on now? What and everyone's motivations kept changing, didn't they? That was the problem. It's like what's going on? Yeah, so not the best. Are you glad you saw it, or
yeah? It was an interesting watch. I'm glad I've sort of ticked it off the box there, but I'm not going to be watching it again. So.
It did make me want to watch the Reeves Superman films again, even 4, because I'm trying to work out, is 4 better than this or worse than this? I remember 4 being this bad.
I think 4 is like it's like dumb enough that it's funnier.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. But 3, I unironically think is good. I like it as a film. But yeah. All right then. Let's wind out there. So the next free choice will be yours. I'm really sorry about this. So let's wind out there. So, okay. Let's give it a rating. What would you give this?
I'd give this like a -3 sort of thing.
I'll
it was not enjoyable and it was bad. So
I did enjoy it, but only scene to scene, if that makes sense. As a narrative, it was horrible. But there was scenes it's like, yeah, and I think I do remember bits of it. I remember the Omegahedron falling in the dip, for example. That's about it,
yeah.
really. Okay, all right, let's wind up there then. So, bye from me.
Bye.